On today's ChurchTechCast.com screencast show, replicating messages in ProPresenter 5. Hi, and welcome again to the ChurchTechCast.com screencast show. This is the show where every week I help you use software in the church. My name is Paul Allen Clifford. I'm your host, and I'd love to get your questions, so just leave it below the video. That's a perfectly acceptable way. If you're more of an email person, drop me a line, paul@trinitydigitalmedia.com. That'll do it too. So in ProPresenter 6, you have the ability to get a message and display that on the screen very easily. And I started thinking, well, until ProPresenter 6 comes out, how's a way that we can do something kind of like that? And I thought, and I came up with all kinds of convoluted, really hard to do ways of doing it. And then it occurred to me, here, join me over at my computer and I'll show you. So here we are over in ProPresenter 5, and we can in ProPresenter 6 set up a message so that it shows up here in the messages dialog up here. And actually I'm going to make sure that mine do not come on while I'm recording the screencast, but if I wanted them to, I could. And what's great about it is I can give a URL within the network that people in the kids ministry, for example, can go to and enter their message directly. And then I don't have to retype the message or get a text message or what have you. I can just have that show up. So I started thinking, how could I make that work in ProPresenter 5? So here's what I came up with. You see this? The Twitter thing? It's not the case that you have to use the default template. So what I did was I went in and I edited the templates, and first I screwed up all kinds of ways. But what I eventually ended up doing was removing everything but the Twitter text itself. So you'll have to copy the Twitter text you'll copy the whole slide and then remove everything but the Twitter text and then format it so that it looks like your messages. Then what I want you to do is give your kids ministry people the exact text that they need to tweet and have them create a Twitter account that does that. So basically they're going to create a private Twitter account that you're going to follow, and it's going to say some stuff. So what I did was, this is the tweet that I created. Renewed Vision also had one with both Pro5 and Pro6, which is what I searched for. And once you do that, you click to approve it. And here, let me shrink this down so that you can see it right here. Once that is good to go, you'll see what I did, which basically I made it as simple as possible with just the message showing up over top down here. So what I do is I just click play, having approved it, and you'll see that it shows up here. Now, less than ideal, I admit. I made this tweet too long. I did a couple other mistakes, but you can see how you can in fact get this to work by heading over to the Twitter text and using this tweet functionality. Now there's no reason why you can't switch templates and use Twitter before church and after church in addition to this way. But during church, you would want to use your special font, your special template, which I've called dark handwriting. And then once you want that to go away, you just clear the slides and it goes away. And just real quick, this is what I did. You can see I was monkeying around, but basically I right-clicked, clicked copy, right-click, clicked paste, went into here, and layer 1 I don't need, so I deleted that. I don't need the date, so I deleted that. I don't need the image, so I deleted that. I don't need the screen name, so I deleted that, leaving just the text. Then I can format the text, the Twitter text, make sure it's this. Won't work in if you do other text. So I formatted the Twitter text here, and here's where we see it down here. So what I could have done is, if I wanted it to be a full 140 characters, I can make it taller, or I could change the formatting over here to make it smaller, whatever, but that's a good way to do it. So you'll see that when I did that, that showed up over here. So that is one way to get around the fact that it's not quite there in ProPresenter 5, especially if you've played around with ProPresenter 6 like I have. Well, I hope that helped you. Again, like some of the other ideas I've had of getting ProPresenter 6 features in earlier versions, it's less than ideal, but in a pinch it'll get the job done. And while you're waiting for the final release, and while you're waiting to get all the money together for your church so that you can do the upgrade, this might be a way to do a workaround. If you like this content, don't hesitate to subscribe to my email newsletter by heading over to trinitydigitalmedia.com/gifts, GIFTS, and there I have all kinds of church tech gifts ready for your willing consumption and a free subscription to my newsletter. Until next time, this is Paul Allen Clifford with trinitydigitalmedia.com.